Hey, hope all is well. I sure hope that you guys are striving towards Christ and striving towards his perfection, using every ounce of knowledge that he has given you and applying it in every area of your life because it is so helpful, so needed, especially during these times. So, today I would like to talk about immunity and our body's way of really defending itself whenever we have a cold or the sniffles or anything going on with it, right? So, first and foremost, know this: God wants us to be in perfect health, period. And if there's anything that comes up on us suddenly, know that it's always for a reason. Sometimes he will bring sickness to you as a means of getting your attention, and you have to know when he's trying to get your attention, making sure that you're staying steadfast in prayer and repenting and making sure that you're good with him, because that's important. And also understanding that he will give you the wisdom that you need to supply your body with the nutrients and whatever type of remedies that he has for you in that time. So now, of course, a lot of people have been hearing like congested and, with the sniffles and all of these things. And we want to make sure that you have holistic ways of healing yourself, because running to a doctor is not it. Going to your nearest drugstore and getting NyQuil and Dayquil is not it, because that stuff does not work. But getting to the root. We're all about getting to the root of the source, because that's important. If you get to the root, you can knock out everything, right? Today, I would like to kind of talk about and show you a few remedies that I use whenever I'm feeling a little under the weather. And I mean like colds, or if I'm just feeling kind of like I'm getting sniffles or a little congested or something. Okay, so before I get started on showing you guys my regimens, really, I just want to show you a few of the things that I use. Like I said, so ginger, that what we've talked about a lot, really, is amazing. It lowers fevers, it fights infections, relieves headaches, improves your immunity. It has anti-inflammatory properties, and it also improves your cough, and I will show you how I use that. As you can see back here, lemons, which I'm pretty sure all of us pretty much have at our house. Of course, we know that it is rich and with vitamin C, and we can use it really for anything. Turmeric, which we've talked a lot about, and I'm going to show you again, the turmeric root. It is great for reducing inflammation, and know that inflammation is usually linked to the way that we cough and our wheezing and our immunity. So if we get rid of the inflammation, a lot of the times it'll knock out the coughing and the wheezing and the sneezing and things like that. So just know that. And hibiscus leaves, and if you look right here, you have a few of the leaves that come out of this bag. These are dried leaves that you definitely have to wash before you use them, because there's some dirt on there. But that's good. We know that it comes from a good place. So after you've washed them, you can place probably about a good 1/4 of a cup or so into some boiling water and make you a good tea. You have to make sure that you sweeten it up with some honey or something, because this hibiscus is kind of bitter, So also elderberry. As you can see, there's not a lot in here, but I've been having this bottle probably now for about 2 years, so that's probably why. But elderberry is something that I found out about a long time ago. It helps a lot with immunity. It comes from a plant. So honestly, I wasn't able to find the plant, but I did do some research on these, and this is as close to like the most natural elderberry that I found. So, and it's been very helpful over the past couple of years. It also helps with inflammation, and it also eases like cold-like symptoms. So, yeah. And lastly, you save the best for last, honey. And as you can see, my bottle is very low because I use honey for everything. Literally, I use it on my rolls. I use it on my face if I need to. I use it in my teas. Honey is amazing in every way, okay? Very good properties. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It eases your cough and sore throat. It reduces symptoms for respiratory infection. This is a very good staple to have in your home at all times. Actually, all of these things are very good staples to have in your house at all times. If I run out of anything, I make sure that I go to the grocery store and kind of get what I need, because you just never know when either yourself or somebody else around you is going to need something. And then also, I am going to show you guys how I use my essential oils in my steams. And right here is a eucalyptus, and also you have the peppermint there that I use, like if I have to steam my face for congestion. So let me show you my teas, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so depending on how much tea you would like to make, I recommend making like 2 or 3 days worth, which means you probably want to put like 3 cups of water into your pot, just so you'll have enough, actually more than 3 cups, possibly like 6 to 9 cups of water into your pot. And then that'll determine how much ingredients or how many of each you have to use. So let's just say I want to make me 2 days worth of a tea. I want to put about 4 cups of water into my pot. I'm going to boil it. Once my water starts to boil, I'm going to then place my turmeric, which here, as you can see, I broke them down into like 3 pieces. You can see once you open turmeric up, it has a very bright orangey color. So I would drop that into my boiling water. Okay, and then I'm going to break this down into 3 and also drop that into my boiling water as well. Then I would get lemon and squeeze my lemon juice into my water. And to be quite honest, if you're making enough for possibly 2 to 3 days, then I would probably use another lemon depending on how long you need it. So we have 2 cups of water, 1 whole lemon, a little possibly 2-inch piece of turmeric, and about a 2-inch piece of ginger as well. And then after that gets to a good boil, right whenever I'm ready to pour my boiling water out, and to be honest, I would boil this for about 10 minutes, only because you have those roots in there. And so you want to get it nice and boiled. Now, the next thing that I will do after my water starts to boil about 5 minutes in, I am going to then add my hibiscus. So you have hibiscus here, but after it's rinsed and ready to go, then I'm going to go ahead and proceed to add this to your water as well. Okay, and then you want to allow that to boil because, of course, like I told you before, hibiscus leaves are amazing and they have amazing properties. Now, if you don't have hibiscus leaves or can't find them, do not worry about it. Go ahead and just continue with your ginger, your lemon, your turmeric, your honey, and you're good to go. Okay, but hibiscus leaves is an added bonus, I would like to say. Now, whenever you're ready to cut off your pot, you're done. It's been about 10 minutes. What I do is I add my honey to my mug or whatever I'm placing my tea in first. I like to add my honey in first, and then whenever I'm done adding my honey, then I go ahead and proceed to pour all of this goodness into my mug. Now, sometimes depending on how I feel, I do leave my ginger root inside of the water and just kind of sip on it and allow it to stay at the bottom of my cup. But if I don't feel like I need the root in there, then of course you are welcome to kind of strain the turmeric roots and the ginger roots out of the water first. But that is how I usually make my teas on the stove, and same way I really make my steams if I am doing a steam. So I would use a pot that's similar to this size or a little bit bigger. I would go ahead and use a pot possibly this size, depending on how much water you want in there, but you really don't have to fill it up no more than about halfway. After you get that water boiling, then you want to get your essential oils, okay? And you want to drop about 2 drops each into that boiling water. You drop about 2 drops. You allow that to simmer in there. You use your peppermint oil. You drop about 2 drops, and the same thing. Then once you get your water to a boiling point, I would say cut off your stove. Do not start to put your face over the pot while the stove is on. Turn off your stove, and then move your pot onto a surface where you know it'll be safe. Then you need to lean yourself over the pot, no less than 6 inches, no more than about 12, because you do want that steam to penetrate your face. And what I do is I usually have like a half a towel or something and just kind of drape myself over the bowl or the pot and allow that steam to enter into my nostrils. Now, granted, whenever you are done boiling your water, it's best if you would like to pour that water into a safe bowl and possibly sit somewhere for about 5 to 10 minutes to allow your face to truly steam the way that it needs to. I promise you, if you don't do it that way, you could always take a nice hot bath, nice hot shower, and add those essential oils to your towels or to your water if you're taking a bath. So either way, it'll help your body in some way, shape, or form. I tend to go the steam route if I'm kind of like on the move, or if it's early in the morning and I'm feeling congested. Don't necessarily want to take a bath at that point, but you're able to steam your face and it doesn't take no more than 15 minutes. So that's a few ways. And lastly, I'm going to show you guys how to make a turmeric milk, just in case you need it for inflammation and other things like that. Okay, so for your turmeric milk, you want about a good cup of milk, and I say milk loosely because I use almond milk, or you can use anything that is non-dairy, of course. Okay, so whatever milk you use, you want a cup of milk. You want to place that into your pot. You want to make sure that your pot is boiling and that it is on. Okay, after that, you want about a teaspoon of turmeric. So when I say a teaspoon of turmeric, this time I'm not talking about the root. I'm talking about the powder. So we want to get the powder. And this is my powder, my turmeric powder that I use for a lot of things. And you can find these bags at Ross. You can find these bags at the grocery store. You can find them on like Whole Foods online, like different sites. And yeah, they're beneficial. So make sure you get about a good teaspoon of turmeric. You want to place that into your milk. Then you want about a good tablespoon of honey. And like I told you guys, keep honey on hand because you need it in everything. And I am so serious. All right, so tablespoon of honey. And really, you can eye it if you want, because I mean, you can never have too much honey in my opinion. All right. Then you want to make sure that you have about a half of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Now for this, of course, you can use powdered cinnamon if you want to. I choose to use cinnamon sticks. So I'm going to get 2 cinnamon sticks instead. And I'm going to place these in the milk. That way that they can boil, okay? And allow the properties of the cinnamon sticks to truly get into that milk. Now after that, I need about a good pinch of black pepper. So I'm going to get my black pepper and give it a good little turn. Little pinch, nothing too extraordinary, just a little bit of black pepper in there just to kind of help though that congestion and help you. So you're going to basically just whisk that all together after that, making sure that it is all good and stirred in. Of course, like you guys know, turmeric has a very acquired taste, which is why we only put a little bit of turmeric in there, a good teaspoon. And like I said, you might want to eye that honey because you might need more than it says. After that, you just want to go ahead and allow that to boil like anything else. Possibly boil it for about, I would say about 7 minutes. Okay. After it comes to a full boil, then of course it's good to go. After you stirred it and made sure that all the properties are together, this turmeric milk can help you with inflammation. Inflammation aids in a lot of our ailments, and we want to get rid of that inflammation within our bodies. This is a good source that you can use a few times a week if need be, especially if you're sick. And yeah, so after you go ahead and allow that to boil, you are going to put it in a mug and enjoy. After this, our turmeric milk is ready to go. As you can see, we are ready to drink it. That cup gave you exactly what it gave you. If you would like more of this, I suggest you add about 2 cups of milk instead. If you want to store this for later, mason jars are very good for storing your teas and storing your milks or whatever you are making in the refrigerator or wherever you would like to store it for probably about 7 days or more, really. I find that if you make your teas like I just showed you, place them in the refrigerator, you'll have them to go. So that is a very good thing to remember when you're making this stuff. So I sure hope that a few of my regimens and a few of the remedies that I've given you can help you if you're not feeling well, under the weather, etc. I hope that you guys have a good one. Thank you for watching.